Hey guys, we're back with another video. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Kathy. I'm a dialysis nurse. My channel's about beauty, nursing, and lifestyle. So if you'd like to see more videos, please take the moment to subscribe and push the notification bell so you could get weekly videos. Today's video is about things that I wish I knew before starting nursing school. Things that I wish that somebody would tell me before starting nursing school. This video is gonna help and educate you on how to better prepare before starting nursing school. So nursing school is very expensive, especially private universities. I would suggest you look into a community college, and I wish I did at the moment. The first time, I wish I looked into a community college, because a community college offers, mostly offers the same degrees that the private universities offer, but the private universities are very, very expensive. I would say I didn't at first when I was starting nursing school. I just picked the nearest school near me. So I didn't look at the passing rates of that school. So that's very important, because you want to be really knowledgeable about nursing so that you can be a good nurse and you could be successful on the NCLEX. So that's very important to look into the NCLEX passing rates. So nursing school is really stressful, it's time consuming, and it can get overwhelming. The thing about, because the time management and trying to jug everything, your personal life, school, your courses, clinicals, so it could get a bit overwhelming. For me, it was a bit overwhelming because the nursing school I went to was very, very intense, and it required my undivided attention. So I couldn't have any other activities going on in my life. I didn't have any social life. So look into that. If you're going to nursing school, make sure you're dedicated and you know this is exactly what you want to do, because it's going to get stressful at times. Not even at times, it is stressful. Just put in your mind that, these 2, 3, 4 years are dedicated strictly for nursing, and people around you should know that this is what you're doing. They should give you your space, and you should have a talk with them and tell them that you're gonna be dedicating 2, 3, 4 years just into nursing school, because you want to elevate yourself. So if they love you, they should understand that. If you have any negativity around you, if you have any stressors around you, for example, like a problematic boyfriend, please let him go. Sorry to say, because you are not gonna have any time for him, especially to add on to your stress, because nursing school is already stressful. So when you're getting into nursing school, look into that. Look around you. Look if you have family members that are giving you problems. Like I said, a boyfriend who's giving you problem, those don't match the nursing school and these other stressors. So you have to make a decision and think to yourself, what's priority. So whatever stressors you have in your life, get rid of them first and foremost. Next, what I wish I knew about the grading scale before I got into the nursing program. At my school, my nursing school, they required an 80 and above to pass. Other schools are different. Some schools require 75, 76, but my school required an 80% to pass. Anything under 80, you fail. So I didn't know about that. I didn't even understand it at first. So until I failed, and then I remember my first failed exam, I got a 76, and I thought I passed. I thought I passed, but the required passing rate was 80%. So make sure you keep that in mind. Another thing I wish I knew is how difficult first semester of nursing was. I did not know nursing was so difficult. The most difficult was first semester. You have a lot of courses to take. You have clinicals. You have exams every week, every 2 weeks, and a bunch of chapters to study. So, and while you're in nursing school, you can't work. Some people try to work, but they're unsuccessful at it. Some people, even if you get a part-time job, even per diem, I'm not saying everybody, but the majority complain about, working a job during nursing school, because all you're doing is focusing on your nursing courses. You have no time for extra activities, a social life, nothing. If you're married, like me, when I was in nursing school, I was married. At times, my husband at the time, he understood, but at times he got frustrated because he didn't have my attention most of the time. So I'm thankful that my marriage lasted during nursing school. Thank God, because it's time consuming. It's very overwhelming. I thank God he was by my side throughout nursing school. Thank God. So next, textbooks. You are required to purchase a lot of textbooks. So when you're purchasing these textbooks, make sure you check out other options, like to rent or to buy used books or e-textbooks. And those textbooks are so heavy. So I recommend a roller bag. A roller bag would be helpful because these books are very, very expensive, and you're required to go to every classes with these books. So a roller bag should help you carry these books. I didn't know about skills checks. Skill checks were like very challenging for me because I'm naturally a shy person. I know you can't believe it, but I'm really shy. Yes, skills checks were very challenging for me in nursing school. Skills checks are the skills, nursing skills that you learn, and then you have to recite them, and then you have to go in front of a bunch of instructors and play out what you learn, and pretend like you're in a hospital in front of a patient and play out demonstrate to them what you've learned. So that was kind of challenging for me because I'm naturally a very, very shy person. So make sure, don't get intimidated. I wish I wish I knew how many instructors would be sitting in front of me looking intimidating. So I was scared, so scared to demonstrate to them what I learned. But I did it. I did it. Sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, I would fail a couple of my skills checks, but I would have another chance to redeem myself. So then I would succeed the next time. So keep that in mind. You have the instructors are very, very intimidating. The instructors are very intimidating. So when you're doing your skills checks, so just think of something. They always tell me that when you're doing interviews, or you like that helped me out with the skills checks, I would imagine the instructors naked. So that kind of helped me a lot. So keep that in mind. You're gonna have a bunch of intimidating instructors to check you off. So keep that in. Another thing that I remember, especially when I finished nursing school, oh my God, the hours were so long, especially working at a hospital or a nursing home. My first job was at a nursing home. It was very challenging because you had so many patients to care for. I had over 40 patients to care for. In 8 hours, I had to pass all the meds, and I had to do wound care, breathing treatments. It was a lot. So keep that in mind. You have to prioritize and work fast because you don't have time. This is what nursing is about. It could get very stressful, but at the end of the day, it's worth it. This is not something that you're passionate about, or if it's not something you want to do, then you're gonna be miserable, because you're gonna see a lot of things. You're gonna see, I've had patients dying. I mean, I'm a nurse, of course, and I remember when I saw my first hospice patient, I was so devastated. I didn't take it well. And I've had a couple of times where I would lose my cool. Not to say that I scream at anyone, but it's just that I would break down and cry a lot of times because it was overwhelming to me. So at that moment, make sure you have a stress relief. I don't know what you like to do, but me, I like to listen to music when I'm stressed, or take a walk, or even pray. So you do whatever feels good to you when you're stressed, because you're gonna get stressed a lot. Nursing school is not just it. I mean, after you finish, you're gonna learn as you go. You always gonna learn something new. It's very rewarding to become a nurse. It's a respected field. You always have to renew your education, continue your education, so that you don't lose track or forget about what you learned. So, I mean, it could get very stressful at times. So brace yourself. If that's not something that you want to do, if you're not passionate about it, you're not going to be happy. You're going to be very, very, very miserable. So keep that in mind. Another thing that I've learned after graduating nursing school and passing my NCLEX and working, a lot of nurses could be mean, but there's a term called nurses eat their young in nursing. I mean, you mostly see this with the OG nurses. Some of them, not most of them. I mean, some of them, they feel like they're better than you because they got a lot more experience than you. And here you come young and new, So I'm thinking they feel threatened. So don't take it personal. It's something with them. It's not you. So if you have someone at work giving you problems, I mean, life is too short. You're a nurse. You can always find something else and be happy. A lot comes with nursing, but with that nurses eat they're young, you're gonna find a lot of that in nursing. Even in nursing school, you have to be careful. In nursing school, I wish I knew to keep my personal business private. For example, like my grades. Sometimes you have to keep quiet because you don't know anyone else's agenda. You don't know anybody's agenda. So you could be taking a test and you're passing, and somebody else asks you, what did you get on that test? And you tell them innocently that I passed, I got an 80 or a 90 something, and they don't take it well, or they fabricate something about you and to the point that they kick you out. So you have to be mindful of who you open up to. I mean, personally, I would say don't open up to anyone. Don't trust anyone, because you don't want people knowing your business and getting jealous, or you don't know their agenda. So you have to keep stuff to yourself and just study and pass and do what you're supposed to do what you're told. Another thing that I wish I knew in nursing school was how serious nursing school really is. For example, if they tell you to come at a certain time, like let's say at 7:00 to class, I mean, coming in at 7, you're already late. You have to come in a couple of minutes early, like probably 6:45, to be sitting there and ready to get started. Because if you come in at 7 or 7:01, then the doors are gonna be locked and you're gonna miss the course. Then that's not a good thing, because if you're behind in nursing school, you might as well drop out, because you're gonna miss out on a lot. Because once you start nursing school, you're already trying to catch up with everything. So you have to be mindful of your time. When they give you a time, whatever they tell you to do, you have to do it. especially when you go to clinicals. If your uniforms are not clean, if your uniform is not clean, they sent you home. If you don't have your badge, they sent you home. If you are wearing hoop earrings or large earrings or something that they don't like, they will send you home. So you have to be mindful of how you dress, how you represent yourself, because this is a big thing in nursing. You have to look professional. Oh my God. One thing to keep in mind before starting nursing school is that if you're taking prerequisite, if you're taking anatomy and physiology, please pay attention, because it's gonna come back to haunt you. No matter how much you try to avoid it, it's gonna come back to haunt you. Because when you start nursing school, the instructors inspect you to already know your anatomy and physiology. They're not gonna go back to basics with you, because it's not like high school where they start from point A to point Z with you. They assume that you already know about the bones, the heart, so they're not gonna go back to basics with you. Make sure you know all of your systems when you take anatomy and physiology, because you're gonna see them again. Is when you know your anatomy and physiology, when you're taking med surg, it's gonna become easy for you, because you already know your systems, especially the cardiovascular system. That is very, very important in your and you also gonna see it in the NCLEX, because they want to thoroughly get you ready to be successful on the NCLEX. So whatever you did on your prerequisites, like anatomy and physiology, that's very important to know, because it's like a continuation with med surg. You have to already know the basics. They're not gonna teach you everything. If you don't, or you forget, you're gonna be lost, and then you're gonna fail. In my nursing school, I wasn't allowed to bring my cell phone, or if I had my cell phone had to completely be off. I started bringing in my recorder, a little bit later into the program. So it really helps when you have a recorder. You record because it's allowed. You record your lecture, and then you go back home, you review as many times as you want, and that's gonna really help you to pass your exams. So make sure you have a recorder there. Another thing with nursing school that I wish I knew before starting: make sure you don't study to memorize. Study to comprehend. Even when taking your prerequisites with the anatomy, I know that the prerequisites, you just study to memorize. But with the anatomy, make sure you study to comprehend. It's all about critical thinking. No time to memorize. It's all about critical thinking. So make sure when you read to understand. If you don't understand something, you Google, you research. Make sure you know your contents very, very well. Ask the students that are ahead of you, for help if you don't understand something. Ask them questions, learn from them. I think they offer a critical thinking course. I think that should help. If you take a critical thinking course before starting nursing school, that should help. Another thing, when you're in nursing school, well, from my experience, when I started nursing school, I used to study in a group, and that really messed me up, because when I went to study in a group, we wasted time by joking around and just talking half of the time that we came to study. We wasted so much time doing nothing, doing absolutely nothing. So I wish I knew to study by myself and understand what I study. So that's very important when you study by yourself. To those who like to study in groups, what I recommend is to study by yourself ahead of time, understand what you're studying, and then get with a group so you can exchange ideas with your classmates. That's what works. I mean, when you're studying in groups, you're not gonna do anything but talk and waste time and go eat, take breaks. That's what happened to me. I wasted so much time when I could have been studying by myself at home or at a library. They might say something that you never heard before. So that's what it's all about. Exchange ideas after you study by yourself. Because I had to learn the hard way, honey. A nursing school is very stressful, very brutal. If it's something that you're not passionate about, please don't do it, because you're gonna be very, 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 very miserable if that's not your passion. So if that's what you want to do, go full force and do what you're supposed to do so you can succeed. Pay attention, and then make sure you have your recorder. Working at the hospital or nursing home, anywhere, you're gonna be miserable, because you're gonna be required to work long hours, sometimes, and it's gonna take a toll on your body. So if this is not something you wanna, and most of all, the point of becoming a nurse is to help others. So if you're the kind of person, you love people, you like to help other people, and this is the field for you. And if that's not you, then you're gonna be miserable. If you're just doing it for a paycheck, you're gonna be miserable. I hope this video helped you a little bit. Leave a comment down below about what you wish you yourself knew before starting nursing school. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next video. Thank you.